Hi, Matt here again with Chelsea Guitar Maintenance and Repair, and today I wanted to talk about soldering a jack on a guitar. And if you've never looked at a jack before and you're kind of new to this, I'll just explain to you really quick kind of what's happening. So there are two tabs here that you can solder to. One connects to the tip, which is where your signal from your guitar actually goes out to your amplifier, and the other connects to this sleeve here, which connects to the outside of the cable, and this is actually your ground. So if you look and you make a comparison here, I'll actually get this cable and plug it in for you so you can see. So when you plug in your cable, you can see what's happening here. Get it turned right. So you can see that the tip is connecting right here, and this is your signal, and then this is actually touching the sides. And how this works, get this out, it's a little tough. How you can tell what's going on here and which tab is which is you can see that this tab, it directly connects to this center piece here. And these insulators separate the different connections, and if you look on the side you can see that this tab connects to the tip right through here between these insulators, and that's how you know what to connect. We're working on a Fender Stratocaster here. And there are two wires. You got a black wire, which is our ground, and then a white wire, which is our signal from our volume control. So the process of soldering, anytime you're going to solder something on your guitar, your best thing to do is, you've actually got a couple of steps here. The first thing I'm going to do is actually what's called tin these tabs. So I'm going to apply a little bit of heat here with my soldering iron, and I'm going to flow a little bit of solder onto the tab itself here. So basically it will be ready to connect to a wire. Be sure that's nice and coated. And what you're looking for is a shiny metal from your solder to coat that. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'll do it this way so you can see a little better. Apply your heat. You can tin your iron a little bit to make a good connection. And then you want to flow your solder actually onto the tab itself. And that's good and tinned. Now these wires here are cloth pushback wires, which are pre-tinned. So all we're going to need to do, let's turn this guy around, is I am just going to melt the solder that I just put on here where I tinned my connection. Forgive me, I'm doing this sort of over the camera. Going to melt that. There we go. And we can slide our wire through the eyelet. Make sure everything is good and melted. We're applying heat to both the tab and the wire to make sure everything connects. And then we've got a solid connection there. And that's our ground. Turn it around the other way here. And solder on our signal wire. And I've just got this cloth here to protect the finish on the guitar. Again, heat it up until that solder that we tinned with melts. Come on, there we go. Slide our wire. Oh, we're at a weird angle here. Forgive me, I'm going to take just a sec. Pliers are handy to have around when you're soldering. I'm going to bend this wire so it's a little easier to move through. I'm going to tin my iron again here with some solder, and we're going to heat and wait until everything is nice and shiny. And we've got solder flowing all the way through there. Now that one I'm going to flow a little bit more solder to, so I'm going to heat up both the wire and the tab again. Flow some solder in. You see how it's melting into the tab and the wire, not onto my iron. That's what you want to do. That's all there is to it. Soldering isn't too difficult. You just got to remember, use enough heat to actually melt your solder and make sure everything flows really well into all your joints. See you next time.